art is based on completely on the Japanese aesthetic. In the 1850s, art started coming in from Japan, and sculpture, major art like that. But it would come wrapped in this ukiyo-e woodblock prints, which was, I mean, these were mass-produced prints, and they were junk. They was wrapping paper. But you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So what happened is artists began to take a look at these pieces, and the Japanese art that was coming in became fashionable. You couldn't have a salon in Paris or in London. You couldn't be a proper bourgeois member of society without some objects, several objects from Japan or from China. They mixed it. The style was called Japanisme. And it became very fashionable to have silk screens, to have objects of some sort, maybe a woodblock, a ukiyo-e woodblock print on the wall. If you could afford it, a kimono for your wife, something like that. Fans were very popular, painted fans. But for the bourgeois, it wasn't for intellectual purposes. It was merely fashion statement. These were unrelated objects. For the artists, however, they took a look at these Japanese items and they said, wait, there's a whole aesthetic here that the West isn't doing. In fact, it is Japanese art that is fully responsible for Impressionism, fully responsible for the entire Western aesthetic. It is the catalyst for art to change. Without Japanese art, the Western aesthetic would never have changed outside of the traditional form, or it would have taken a completely different form. Here's a great example. This is essentially a Japanese painting, a Japanese aesthetic in a Western format. The ukiyo-e block print formats are often, aproportional. They're asymmetrical in shape. They're strangely proportioned. It's only done in parts. It's out of Western balance. Western art is based on the rule of thirds. That is, we divide this painting by thirds this way and by thirds this way, and what we have are these corner pieces. That's where your central point goes. There are rules of horizon. There are rules of there are rules based on equilateral triangle.